Disturbing. Today's video falls under the category of disturbing. Let me explain. About 2 weeks ago, my wife and I go to one of our friends' house for like a dinner party. There are a bunch of couples there. Well, one of our friends who's been single for a while had a new boyfriend, right? His name we'll call Brad. Anyway, after the party, my wife and I get in the car and I say to her, I go, yo, Brad is a really nice guy. And she goes, well, apparently he's also got a gigantic penis. For being accurate, my wife said dick. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? I said, what? Huh? How do you know this? She's like, well, we talked about it. I go, we talked about it? I go, this isn't something that generally I thought came up in conversation. She's like, with girls? It does. This is not good. And so I asked her, I said, do they know about me? And she's like, no, we only talk about it if it's like really big or something. And I'm like, whoa. Oh, are you alone?
No, I have Ashley with me.
Ashley, what's up?
Hey.
I would just like you to confirm the conversation we had the other night. Do girls talk about their guys' wiener size?
Absolutely, yes.
Dudes don't talk about that stuff.
We delve in.
You delve in? You delve in? I'm going to get to the list. I got to go. You're ruining my video. All right, goodbye. Gentlemen, it's true. It's real. Today we're going over 7 embarrassing things that girls tell other girls about guys. Number 1 is if you got a big wiener. So the deal is this. If you are hung like a donkey, gentleman, or larger than average, all of her friends know about it because they talk about it. But I asked my wife, I'm like, so seriously, like, do your friends know? She's like, no, you're not like that big. And so I'm like, wait a second. So you're telling me that unless it's like something memorable, like gigantic, you're not talking about it? What about if it's like super small? And she's like, no, only if he cheats on us. Then we'll talk about how small it is. Apparently, if you cheat on a girl, like that's it. Gloves are coming off, and she is telling anybody who will listen how small or how whatever, or how you're into chickens and cats or whatever weird stuff you might be into. Which brings us to the second thing that girls talk about, and that is our performance in bed. Damn! So apparently, if you are a rock star in the sack, girls might talk about it. If you're terrible, they might talk about it. You don't tell your friends about me, do you?
No.
Just like hookup?
No, I'll tell you the conversation that Ashley and I just had about that. You only talk about it when it's
when it's what?
It does when it's a booty call. Or when you're just hooking up. When you're in a serious relationship, nobody talks about it.
So just booty calls, hooking up?
Just like, the Saturday night piece.
Who are you? You guys are hard. What? I gotta go.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
The third embarrassing thing that girls tell other girls about us guys is if we smell bad. And they're really the 3 B's that you need to worry about. Your breath, your body odor, and your balls. Hey girl, how you doing? Do not skip the dentist. Make sure that your oral hygiene game is super strong. In terms of your body, are you kidding me? Your ass better be showering at least once a day. You're using something that cleans you. A deodorant? Yes, please. On your pits? Absolutely. Make sure you smell incredible. Wearing a signature scent. Not too much, because remember, gentlemen, overpowering fragrance or cologne or body spray is just as offensive as stinky balls. Which brings us to the third B, which is stinky balls. Gentlemen, if you want to ensure that your nuts smell as fresh as humanly possible, that old spicy senorita pants isn't telling all your friends that you smell like you got a hoagie down your pants, gentlemen, there is nothing that you should be using other than Chassis. Today's video sponsor and the greatest ball powder in the history of your soon-to-be smelling fresh and dry nuts. Fact, balls stink. It's what they do. They're balls, right? Why do they stink? Well, I'll tell you. Because down your pants, it is dark, it is damp, it is hot, it is moist. When you combine dark, damp, musky, balls, and nuts, exactly, you're gonna stink horribly. Gentlemen, there is only one solution, and the solution that I use is Chassis. Chassis is the only powder that touches the alpha nut. The reason why Chassis kicks the crap out of every other powder on the market, it's the ingredients. They use incredible botanicals like pumpkin seed, hops, oatmeal, not to mention baking soda. For me, every morning before I leave, gentlemen, a little bit of this down there, right? Rub it around, exactly, boom, boom, boom. I also will run a little bit up my butt crack to prevent swamp ass. Gentlemen, instead of telling you more about why Chassis is so amazing, why don't I just show you? These glasses represent your scrotum, your balls. On this side, we've got all of the standard ball powders. On this side, we have Chassis. All right, we're gonna add one, and it can be any of these because they all have the same main ingredient. The scrotum, we are going to add chassis. Add sweat and mix it up. And what you are left with is a talky, pasty mess in your pants. But chassis, mix it up, and you are left with nothing but powder. So it's your choice. Pasty, white, chalky mess in your pants, or chassis. You've got 4 different options. They have regular, they've got unscented, they've got chassis ice, which offers like 4 times the cooling. For you guys out there that like a cool sensation, chassis ice is amazing. But recently, they upped the cooling game, chassis ice max. This stuff offers like 10 times the cooling. And honestly, for me personally, this is a little too intense. But for you guys out there that aren't afraid to get a little bit cold and cooled, gentlemen, this stuff you are absolutely going to love. Amazon is where you can find all of the incredible chassis products. They've got more than just paw powders. They've got pretty much anything for you down there. There's a link down below. If you want to go check out Chassis or grab a bottle or 2 or 3 for yourself, guys, while you're there, read the reviews. Everybody is loving this powder. It is the best stuff on the market, period, end of story. And if you're not using it, your balls are stinking and your girls are talking about it. The 4th thing that spicy senoritas tell other spicy senoritas is if they had a bad date. Now, what makes or constitutes a bad date? I don't know. Let's just say, for instance, you slam a girl's hand in the door, which happened to me. True story. I'm out with this girl, right? It was years before I met my wife, and I'm all excited. I'm like, all right, this girl is super fine. She's spicy and all sorts of good stuff. She gets in the car, right? And I get ready to shut the door. I slam it. I hear a scream because her hand was up in the door jamb, and I didn't know. I broke her hand. It was crazy, right? It started to swell up, but the good news is that I still made out with her. Some other things that constitute a bad date: if you're too aggressive and you're too like forward and trying to like do things that she's not ready to do, definitely not good. Also, if you make her pay for herself, also not good. The 5th thing that girls are going to tell other girls is if your car is filthy. Right here. Well done. You drove, you opened the door, you're a gentleman. Have a seat, senorita. You are super spicy. You do not break her hand. She gets in, she's like, oh, Brian, this is disgusting. What smells? The 6th thing that girls tell other girls about you is your style. Gentlemen, girls talk about style. Like if you've got good style, she's going to tell all of her friends like that you're like super stylish and she loves the way you dress and all that good stuff. And on the flip side, if you dress like a slob and you just have really bad style and you look like a dork kind of, you might get a date because you're cute and charming and watch Alpha M videos and just drop me one of these, which is now the appropriate time to drop lots of these. Thank you in advance. But she's also going to tell them about you not having style. But I'm thinking that because you're a subscriber of this channel, your style is on point. The 7th thing that girls tell other girls is how you look naked in terms of your body. If you've got really incredible abs or your chest or your arms or your forearms or your calves, she's talking about how incredible your body is. Some other things that she will talk about is your grooming habits. If you're super hairy, she'll talk about that. If you're well manscaped and shaved like completely, she will also talk about that. Now, typically, if you're just an average Joe with a normal body, chances are she's not like running that mouth. But if it's super fantastic, she's probably talking about it. All right, so here's the deal. Just to prove that you should never, ever, 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 ever do a girl dirty. If you don't want to be with her, just break up. Don't cheat on her. Don't cheat on her with her friend. Don't cheat on her with Janice. Just be a man and be like, yo, it's not you, it's me. I'm just not ready and feeling this. Because if you are into some weird shit, gentlemen, and you break up or you cheat on a girl and she's like vindictive, she is going to tell the world. There was this guy that I knew through this girl, right? And anyway, long story short, it was another one of my girlfriend's friends. She was dating this guy, and he was this like big, strong, like strapping, like really cool dude. I hung out with him on a few occasions. I'm like, yo, that dude is super solid, super manly, right? Apparently, he likes things stuck up his butt. Not that there's anything wrong with one stuff stuck up your butt, right? If that's your thing, that's your thing. Different strokes for different folks. Let your freak flag fly, I've always said. But if you don't want the world to know, gentlemen, be good to them. Because if you're not, my God, they can talk.